We are right here in the lower part of the retest. I missed it. I was actually feeding the cat. So I don't know. I didn't get this trade. That would have been a really good position to get the 91s. I don't know if I'm going to have an opportunity to get the 91s again. That was the trade, the 3,000 to 1247, 29 to 23, 28 or 23. That was definitely a position that you had to take long. The previous low was back, 90 and a quarter? 90 and a quarter was the previous low. So they didn't take the stops out, but they had lots of cross trade. Even up here you see some cross trade in the 93s. That could have been the initial flag to get long, but that was definitely evident there. 23, 28, 29, 12. On the down column bar, see a little red triangle up there? That signifies that the column is a down reversal column. And on that down reversal column, look at what the delta was. The delta was 147 positive, which means even though the column was down, there was 147 more contracts bought than sold. So now we have to take a position that's probably not going to be as good as the 91s. If we're lucky, we might be able to get the 92s. You might put a limit order in at 92.75, or you could, I don't know what you could do here. You might be able to take the 92s if it comes down here. Let's see if we can get the 92.50s. 92.50 doesn't look like it's going to come about. We're going to stand by here and see if we get a retracement back down to the 91s. As we were just talking about the negative, the down tick column and a positive delta, we see the same thing on this column. We see this column was again a down column with the red triangle, but it had a positive delta. Now this, of course, is an uptick reversal column, and that had a positive delta. And we see here a down triangle, and of course we see a positive delta. So it doesn't appear that we're going to come down to the 92s and have an opportunity to get filled. That's a little disappointing, but we are going to keep watch here and see if we can find an entry. There should be some buying coming in now that we're developing a line through the 93s, 92s to the 95s. That line is evident of a consolidation. We see, if you look on the 25 scale, 0.25 scale market profile chart, we have three TPOs now. The C, D, and E period TPOs are consolidating into a volume cluster. If we can't break below that volume cluster and we achieve maybe another one or two TPOs, that is certainly a congestion area, and then I would think we would trend back toward the mean of the 5-day distribution, which is a bit higher than here. So we're going to see if we can take a position here. If we get to the 92s, we're going to take it. If we break above the 94s, we'll have to just see on a retracement if we can find a good position. Alright, we see a little cross trade here, 1590 to 1432. There's definitely accumulation in this line. We're going to take the 93.50s. We're going to take the 93.50s here. Two at 93.50. We'll be willing to take two more on a retest down toward the lows, or maybe under the stops if they take it down that far. But we're going to offset one then at our 1 1/4 point exit, which is of course 94.75, and then we'll take the other one at 5 points above that, which is 99.75. Well, here's the 91s. Boy, talk about trying to be patient for a couple minutes, and they bring it right back down to the lows here. All right, let's see here now. See if we have any cross trade. Not much volume at all. Alright, there's the 91s. It it looks like we're going to take the stops out, so we'll be willing to pick up a couple more contracts on the long side at between 87 and 89, or somewhere right here. If they don't take the stops out, we see positive. We're going to take the 91 and a quarters and give back the 93.50s. So now we have 2 at 93.50 and 2 at 91 and a quarter. We see some cross trade here, 25 to 17 down here in the 91s. We have it's a negative 1,500 on the pullback, and negative 1350 on the column, 358 on the pullback, so we're positive. We're going to give back the 93.50s. We see a lot of action, not much volume, but a lot of price rotation between 1390 and 1391.92. Again, we have two long at 93.50 and 2 long at 91 and a quarter. We're anticipating them running the stops at this point. That could bring us down 2 points below 90 and a quarter, so it could be easily in the 89s or 88s before we see relief on our positions here. We're not going to buy any more until we can confirm that A, we don't have significant volume that's breaking us below the January 9th low, which is 1385. We could very well test that low. So we're just going to hang tight here and be patient. We're going to get rid of the 93.50s as soon as the first opportunity comes up, and we're going to hold on to the 91 and a quarters. Stand tight. Remember, we've seen positive deltas on all the downtick columns, which should be in our favor. Here we see a little bit of market action hitting the offer. If we get to 93.50, we're going to offset 3 contracts. We're going to offset the original 2 for break even minus commissions, and we're going to offset 1 of the 91 and a quarters at 93 and a half. That'll give us 2 and a quarter points on the first contract of the second trade, and then we're going to hold the second trade not to 98.50. We're going to hold it back to that 97.50 where we had talked about earlier on the total volume chart. Okay, here we see him running the stops now. We're below the intraday's low, previously at 90 and a quarter. So this 89 area is certainly stop running, no doubt about that. Now we're going to keep an eye on if we in fact have increased selling volume. We see 1100 here, we see 1100 here, we see 200 here. So we're just going to stand tight, and if we have to liquidate our 4 positions, if we do see increased volume, then so be it, we will. Now we'll watch the volume here as we approach the lows. We have 17, 1100, 1100 on the cross, back to the 89 and a quarters, 89.50s. We're testing that area again. Do we see increased volume? We see increased volume building here. Okay, on the first retracement, we're going to liquidate these 2 positions that we have, the 2 long at 93.50, the 2 long at 91 and a quarter. Break even on that is approximately 92. So when we get back to 92, we're going to offset all 4 contracts. We're going to set a limit here at 91 and a quarter, a stop, and we're going to get out of our contracts. It doesn't look like we're going to achieve the 92 and a quarter break even. So we're going to take the 90.75s, and we're going to call it a trade, and the 90.75s will give us approximately a 1.5 point loss. So we'll take the 1.5 point loss on the 4 contracts and be satisfied. With the 4 contracts, that equated to approximately a $300 loss, so that took our winning trade out. Now let's see if it does get back to our break even at 92, just for the heck of it. We'll see if the market rallies that high, and we'll look for another opportunity to re-enter, possibly on the short side. Well, we see the 92s were filled. That would have made our trade not a negative 300 loss, but a break even. So we were a little bit hasty there, but we saw a lot of volume coming in on the downside. We'll have to observe that and reassess at the end of the day on that trade.